So George took us through how this Caterpillar truck is going to be rolled out to market and what decisions that we need to make around that. So let's take a look at what will this do for Peterson. So this is the state of Peterson today without the truck. What we see here is interesting.
I think you slipped about 2 at the beginning.
You lived up and down
Go back.
That's, nope, it's not here. Oh well. Okay, so what we have is, if you just focus on the orange and the blue here, this is the state of Peterson's business and forecast today related to engine sales. Now, given the fact that Caterpillar stopped selling engines in 2008, and the life expectancy of a truck engine is about 10 years, we expect to see about 10% of that market dropping out every year. So that's why you have a slope down. Now, you may wonder, in 2010, why is there a spike up? Well, that is when Peterson acquired the Halton territory in Oregon. So basically that spike is because they acquired a larger territory. But otherwise, it's pretty clear that the engine market is sloping down. So that's their parts and labor today. The yellow is what we expect the CAT truck service and parts to contribute. And we are missing a whole section of slides, which, my apologies, which have some financials on them. I want to briefly cover those, if I may, just to sort of talk about them for a moment. If we look at, there are 3 different profiles in what is going to be contributed to the Peterson bottom line. One is the truck sales itself. Now, most of the profit in a truck sale goes directly to the manufacturer, not to the dealer. That's how the value chain is set up. The dealers are set up to take advantage of the value after the truck is sold, either in repairs or maintenance. So that's why Peterson will primarily benefit from parts and service. So the Caterpillar truck itself is actually going to require some investment from the perspective of the account managers, their salaries, travel and expenses. That's what's going to affect the financials related to the truck sales. Related to the parts, that's going to be primarily a timeshare with those facilities that Umberto and George mentioned that are up and down the state of California and Oregon. So we already have those in place today. And as Caterpillar, there's going to be the percentage of the expense will grow as the market share increases. And also, the service part will be primarily impacted with the technicians. That's the major source of expense there. And again, because Peterson is able to leverage the employees that are already there, the resources that are already there, we're looking at how this is affecting Peterson as a percentage of their growth as the market share increases. We don't expect there to be a large opportunity cost because of the economy, there is capacity at the service bays, there is capacity with the technicians that are already hired. And affecting the cash flow itself, we don't expect the truck sales to impact the cash flow because they're custom order trucks. It's not like an automotive dealer where you go and you can see your Acura and they have to pay for that up front and it's sitting on the lot. Similarly, parts and inventory, that is something that we expect to remain steady. Parts are very, very important for getting a truck back on the road, so high availability and low cost, and Caterpillar already has a good distribution method where parts will show up within 2 days. One of the things that's going to be important as we go forward is that the capability to run Peterson currently has the capability to run their business such that profit after direct expense is currently hanging around 14% for parts and 18% for service. And one other metric that is important is that the National Truck Council has confirmed the expected industry metric, which is over the life of a truck that runs for X number of miles, the service costs are about 10 cents per mile. So you can sort of gauge what your market is going to be based on that, and that will affect us when we go further on. Oops. So we saw that the new truck coming onto the market is not going to completely take care of the loss of the engine sales. The truck will start taking off, but not at a rate faster than the engine sales are declining. So it leads us to question, how can we help Peterson stay in business and maybe actually grow? For that, we've got two potential options. We have, here's back at our pie chart of all of the trucks. We can expand the service offerings beyond the CAT truck into that sort of teal area, which is all the Class 8, or we could expand even beyond that into the medium-duty Class 5, 6, and 7. And so to take us through what that would mean, Joseph is going to explain a little bit more about what that expansion might mean.
I'm going to try and let me see if I open up the other program.
No, we're good.
Okay, hi everyone. Okay, Peterson's truck fleet maintenance business model. When we took a look at what the CAT truck was going to be bringing and the declining revenues from the engine population going down, we decided that we would try to figure out a way that we could enhance their parts and service by looking at going towards fleet maintenance. And when we do that, we want to be able to tell a fleet maintenance manager that they have a company, they're in some type of business that requires trucking. They're not in the trucking business, but they need trucks to deliver their product. So what we wanted to do is give them a model that would help reduce their risks, reduce their costs, and enhance the service to their customers. One of the ways to do fleet maintenance, we want to propose to do mobile service, and it's bringing the service to you. The cost involved in doing that, you're looking at about $200,000 for a mobile truck. You're looking at about $15,000 in parts to stock it, fluid, filters, belts, hoses. You want to run that truck 2 shifts a day, 5 days a week. The cost to pay the technicians is somewhere around $156 in the Bay Area or the West Coast region. They would drive for 5 hours of their 40-hour week and work 35 hours out of that 40-hour week. That would be at $140 an hour that we charge, times 50 weeks per year. So we come up with $395,000 gross per year, or if you look at the cost minus what you would take in, you have an $84,000 per year revenue, or 22% return on your investment.
I'm sorry.
Tell them I'm not here. We ran a check on Kenworth. We ran a check on Freightliner, Peterbilt, all of the dealers in the Portland and the San Francisco Bay areas, and only about 2 of them right now have a regular mobile service, but it's on a very small scale. Peterson Power Systems and Peterson Tractor and Machinery combined, their entire vehicle fleet is about 350. These are technicians that go out in trucks, and they go out to the machinery and tractor customers. Machinery and tractor customers, it's too expensive and too time-consuming trying to bring a bulldozer to a shop, so you go to the bulldozer. The other thing in the industry that Peterson is in is generators. And generators are stationary units, for electrical power generation. So we also have a number of technicians on the road in trucks already servicing them also. So it's not a far stretch to conceive that they could potentially go up on a full-blown mobile service aspect for their truck customers. When we're a fleet maintenance provider, goals to that would be to provide truck fleet customers with consistent vehicle maintenance, a customized service plan with an online management system to meet their requirements, cost controls at both branch and corporate levels, and we want to ensure that their asset life and value are maximized. I know that this looks like a lot on a slide. Actually, I took a 27-page vehicle maintenance contract and I condensed it down to this. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it because of all that can happen. But what I really want to just touch on is that this is for a tandem axle, which is a front axle and a rear axle, day cab, no extended cab, tractor. You'd typically be looking at about $360 per month, and then, like Allison had mentioned, about 0.97 cents per mile. This will list all the other stuff that I don't need to go into detail, but it's basically all that involves providing maintenance and repairs for your vehicle, except excluding major engine and transmission repairs. Now, it's important that you spell this out whenever you get into a contract like this, because they can't predict what major engine and transmission components can go bad. So you put that in there and you let them know that if that does occur, that you will repair it at a competitive price than anyone else would. The maintenance plan would be parts cost competitive. We want to have a mobile service offering. It doesn't have to be mobile service when we do fleet maintenance. They can come to us also or our locations. We need to provide an infrastructure with information technology so that we can schedule that preventative maintenance, keep track of it, record their mileage. The parts that are likely required on the next maintenance, we can put that on our order and make sure that we have those in stock and get them on the truck. And the maintenance plans have a tendency to follow the sales, also the leasing and rental offerings too. Now, switching back to some of our alternatives that we are taking a look at, I know that this is another eye chart, but the operational considerations are on the left, and the three categories that we have is stay with the CAT truck and stick with our customers that are already within the Peterson family, which is the machinery owners and also the truck owners that have Caterpillar engines. The operational effort to reach that is small. If we take the CAT truck and we go beyond, out into that pie chart that we were showing you, beyond into Class 8, you're looking at a significant operational effort, but it's still very feasible. Then we go beyond Class 8 and we start to pursue and penetrate the market for Class 5, 6, and 7s. It'll be a challenging operational effort. Our market expansion,